Speaker Pelosi was asked if Congresswoman Ilhan Omar should apologize over what some consider to be anti-Semitic comments. Here's her response.
She needs to apologize. She hasn't apologized. Does she need to apologize?
Well, she may need to explain that she did not. It's up to her to explain, but I do not believe that she understood the full weight of the words. Words were not based on any anti-Semitic attitude, but that she didn't have a full appreciation of how they landed on other people.
Ooh. Joining us now, Congressman Lance Gooden, Republican from Texas. Congressman, I think she's lost control of her caucus. What say you?
I agree with you. Can you imagine if Republican leadership were making excuses for one of their members? And I'll have you think back to January when Republican Steve King made offensive racist remarks. What did we do? We stripped him of his committees. He was immediately sanctioned. And we said, this is just terrible. We're against this. He should apologize. In fact, he shouldn't even run for re-election. A few months later, the same thing happens with the Democrats. What does Nancy Pelosi do? She makes excuses. It takes them 3 or 4 days to put together a resolution condemning it. It's very offensive, upsetting, and shocking.
I don't think she can hold together the two wings of the party. I think they're pulling the party apart. But that's, look, you're a Republican. I'm feeding you this, but that's the way it looks to me.
Well, you're right. You know, yesterday we voted on amendments, and many of them were voted down. One of the amendments was so extreme that even Maxine Waters was against members of her own party. And we were joking in the Republican side that if Maxine Waters thinks that the extreme wing of her party is too extreme, then they've really lost their way. It's just unlike nothing we've seen. It's crazy.
You're brutal, Congressman. You really are. Just plain brutal. All right, now this. President Trump says the wall, you just tweeted this, the wall is being built. We've got the tweet on the screen at the moment. He said contracts are being signed. Do you see evidence of this? I mean, he says, look, we're building it. You see it?
Sure, absolutely. And you know, the thing that frustrates me so much is when people like John Kelly earlier this week said we don't need a wall from sea to shining sea. That's nothing the president's proposing. He's proposing wall construction in places where it's needed. If we have a roaring rapid river, we don't need a wall. But in places where there are crossings that need to be stopped, the president wants a wall. We've seen in San Diego, walls were constructed, crossings went down. There are strategic areas where we need a wall, and that's what the president's pushing. And that's what's happening right now, and that's what this national emergency declaration's for.
You're a Republican from Texas.
Right.
I take it that there's parts of Texas which need a wall.
Sure.
Are they being built now?
I'm told that construction is underway in certain sections. The entire wall, wherever Homeland thinks it needs to be built, should be completed in the next few years if we continue to move in this direction where we have this funding under the National Declaration.
Congressman, thanks for being with us this Friday morning. Good stuff.
Thanks, Stuart.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed.
You.